All right, so should you rent a house? Should you rent an apartment? Should you own your own home? I mean, there is so much back and forth between renting and home ownership that I just want to clear that up right now. After this video, you're going to know exactly what the pros and cons are of each so you can make a truly educated decision. Nobody can tell you what is better or worse, but I'm going to give you the facts and you decide. Be sure to stay to the end so you can find out exactly how you could get the best of both worlds and get paid to do so. I'm not lying to you. Keep it locked, this crystal with the cash compass. Alright, so welcome or welcome back. I am here to teach you all the lessons that you should have learned about money, but they forgot to mention it. Why? I don't know. Be sure to subscribe because we talk about everything from personal finances to investing to the economy, and I get right into it. I'm gonna try not to sound biased in this video, but I feel like I'm gonna sound biased in this video. All right, so what are the benefits of renting? There's ultimate flexibility when you are renting because you can just move around and don't really have to deal with the property, right? You just kind of peace out. Even if you wanted to break your lease, you might have to pay some money, but you can just break free. Now, if you're a homeowner, you do have this right too, but I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. You don't have to deal with any repairs yourself. And I think this is the main argument people who love to rent have, that, oh, I don't have to fix the toilet. Oh, I don't have to fix the cupboards. Which I guess, you know, obviously you're saving money and it's a good thing to not have to deal with these kind of problems. But think about your home and how often do things go wrong that you feel like you constantly have to fix. Now, some houses might need a work, so yes, things break all the time. But in my personal experience from renting, I haven't really had to complain so much that I felt overwhelmed if I would have to do all that stuff on my own. Also, if you own a home, there is a way you can deduct everything that you spend on your home from your taxes. Again, keep watching. Also with renting, depending on where you're renting, you might get a whole bunch of amenities like a gym and a bowling alley and an ice skating rink and barbecues, you know, which is great. I mean, if you were to pay for that on your own, you absolutely would be spending an obscene amount of money. So what are the disadvantages of renting, right? The biggest disadvantage to me is, whether you know it or not, you are paying a mortgage. I think a lot of people don't want to own a house, so they don't want to deal with a mortgage. But I really hope you don't think that people who are renting their houses to you are intending to make a loss and just have you live there while they pay for you to live there. No, that's not good business sense, right? You're paying the mortgage, you're possibly paying all the repairs, and you're putting money in their pocket. A good business person who's into real estate has bought low, renovated it slightly, and then charges enough to cover all those expenses and get themselves paid. So trust, believe, and receive. You are paying a mortgage. Another disadvantage of renting is that the money that you spend literally just, I mean, who knows where it goes? You don't know. Like I said, a portion of it is going into this person's mortgage, but you're also helping to better somebody else's life. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's good to help people. I'm making these videos to help y'all. But I know most people don't like just throwing money away. And when you're renting, literally every single dollar that you are spending in rent goes to somebody else. It does not stay in your household. It does not stay in your family. Now let's talk about the benefits of owning. You have an asset and you technically didn't have to really spend money to get this asset. So again, I'm gonna get a little bit of counting on you guys, but cash and a house is an asset. Now, I have a different definition of assets when it comes to home ownership, but stick with me. For accounting purposes, these are both assets. So when you are buying a house, yes, you'll be paying interest on this house, but you also will be paying money back into the equity of your home. So like I said, with renting, when you would, let's say your rent is $1,000, that whole $1,000 is going to God knows who. When you're owning a house, and your mortgage is $1,000, let's say, a portion of it is going to God knows who for God knows what, but a portion of it is going right back into your house, which belongs to you. So all that money is not spent. You would still have, you'd be building up, like, let's say maybe $500 a month in a savings. It's basically like a forced savings, right? Because you may not really see it, but when you're ready to go sell that house, you'll get that money back in the event that we are in an appreciating market. And if you don't know anything about appreciation, be sure to click this video right up here because I talk about all of that and more in this economy. You also can do as you please with your house, especially if it's not in a homeowners association, right? So if you want to paint the walls, if you want to rent it out, you have that full flexibility to do so as long as you're paying your property taxes, okay? And the biggest advantage is you can make money off of it. I mean, who doesn't want to make money owning something? And this is what I was talking about earlier, that while for accounting purposes, a house is an asset, but to me, I think a house is truly an asset if it's making you money. And how could you do that? There is a term called house hacking. And to me, this is the best of both worlds, because you can go ahead and take that risk into being a landlord, but you can also live there in case things hit the fan. So what I mean is you can purchase a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex. I talk about this in great detail in my real estate video, so shameless plug. But the idea is you would live in one of the units and you would rent the other ones out. I would suggest that you can make sure you can pay that mortgage by yourself in the event that nobody else was living in there. That way it's pretty much risk-free, right? So you'll get into there, you'll rent out however many other units, and you'll live in that unit. If you do this the right way, you can get paid to live somewhere. I am not making this up. This has been done time and time again. A good resource for this is biggerpockets.com. They also have a podcast, and you can listen to countless stories of people who have done this and been so successful, and you're next. So the disadvantages of owning, and I'm gonna dispel all of them so you've been warned. The maintenance, as people may have complained, oh, you gotta fix this, you gotta fix that. If you do, like I mentioned, and you make this into a business, you can deduct those expenses from your taxes. Now, if you're in a duplex, it might have to be half the expenses, because obviously half is for your personal benefit and the other half is for your business. But the idea is you can still deduct it. I mean, who wouldn't want to deduct if every time they have to fix something, whatever they replace, mowing the grass? I mean, you can deduct so many different items when you have this into a business. And this is why a lot of businesses do not pay taxes, because the tax code is an incentive program, not a punishment. If you know what things you need to invest in, the government's literally telling you, okay, get a business, you're gonna get a credit. If you have a business, you can deduct all these expenses. It's an incentive. So it incentivizes you to do these things so you don't have to pay as many taxes, because you're pretty much giving back to the economy, right? You're providing housing, so for that you get rewarded in a way. Another big disadvantage people talk about is, you just can't up and move. But again, if you rent this out, you can up and move, and then you can also make money off of it. I mean, I think you will see people who just kind of travel for a living, and you're like, how the hell are people traveling for a living? But it's because of passive income ideas like this that allow them to make money no matter where they are in the world. So don't feel so limited. On top of that, if you don't want to deal with any of the repairs or trying to find a tenant, you can hire a property manager. A lot of times they'll charge about 7 to 10% of your rent, but they will handle all of that for you, from placing somebody in there to answering calls to getting the people out there to fix things. So do not limit yourself. Do not listen to people who have not done this. Trust me, you can do it. You can make a lot of money, and you can reach a different status of wealth. All right, so let's wrap this up. I'm clearly a huge fan of home ownership. I've seen what it's done to my family personally. It's left a lot of flexibility, and also once you exit this world, you'll leave something for your family to make money off of. If you haven't bought a house yet and you are looking to buy a home, please consider buying an investment property. Anything 4 units and less can get you a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, so you'll be able to calculate exactly how much you will be spending, and that'll help you when you want to open up this real estate business. By doing that, you have truly created a income producing asset that is so important to have in this world, because you can get fired tomorrow, and then what? If you like this video, please like this video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Support your girl. I give this information out for free because I want people to become woke. Don't be sheeple, as they call it. Be very educated. I have more videos for you to watch, so go ahead. Be sure to subscribe, and be sure to keep that money up.